Hi everyone, hope you're doing okay. My name's Dave, I'm the sales manager at Stable Vehicle Contracts, and today I am talking to you about our 5 top offers this month, which is October. I'm going to go through those in categories. So we've got a budget category for you, we've got SUV, hatchback, electric vehicle, and we've saved the best to last. That's our Stable special, so keep tuned for that. But first, just want to talk about lead times for a minute, because that is hot topic at the moment in the car industry. You may have heard, you probably have done, if not, there's a worldwide global shortage of semiconductor units. What the hell are semiconductor units? Basically, they're little tiny microchips that are about that big, and they've caused the motor industry to grind to an absolute halt because they can't get enough of them to supply all the manufacturers. So it's causing some big knock-on effects in terms of lead times. Some vehicles are 40, 50 week lead times at the minute. So a little bit crazy, but we're getting through it. We've actually got some offers for you with vehicles which are in stock. So these are hot property at the minute. So keep an eye out for it. We'll dig in first to the budget offer, which is the Vauxhall Corsa. So this is the 1.2 Turbo Elite 5-door. These vehicles, they're coming through for December delivery, so they're pretty much stock vehicles. Okay, so that is, like I say, at the minute, unique because of these lead time issues we've got. So these images, by the way, they are for illustration purposes only, just to point that out. But it's the Corsa, you know what you're getting. It's a fantastic little car, 5-door hatchback. It looks absolutely stunning. And just to top it off, there's plenty of spec as standard on this vehicle. So a couple of things which I think are worth talking about spec wise. First one is the rear view camera. These are all completely standard on this vehicle, by the way. So it's got a rear view camera, we've got 16-inch alloys, the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which, if you don't know, basically means you can hook your phone up to the car, and rather than using the car's sat nav system, you can use like Android, so Google Maps or Apple Maps, and also you can plug in things like your Spotify account and WhatsApp as well, so you can receive messages on the fly, things like that. Really cool. I use it in lieu of the manufacturer's default navigation systems all the time. It's far better, so that's a great option. And also got front and rear parking sensors as well. So they're all the standard. I'll go through a couple of the technical side of it as well for you, some things which I think are worth talking about. So 0 to 60 miles per hour, you know, it's a 1.2 petrol, so it's not going to be anything ridiculous, but 9.3 seconds I don't think is too bad. It's 100 brake horsepower the car, so it is for, it's not for anyone that's looking for a hot hatchback certainly, or something to do the job and be fuel efficient at the same time. And you've got an average combined MPG of 50.4. So that is, again, we're looking at the budget, we're classing this as the budget section in terms of monthly payment, but also running costs as well. So you don't want to be getting a really cheap car if you're trying to work to a tight budget, and then I'm shelling out an absolute fortune on fuel every month as well. So at 50.4, very, very good. Let's take a look at the monthly payments. Now, I don't think I really should have to say this, but I will. As this is on YouTube, you could be watching this the day I published it, or you could be watching it in 10 years time. The prices are valid at the point of publishing this video, so if it's a week later, 2 years later, they may not be valid. You might want to check out our website and just double check before you get too excited about these deals. So all these offers we're going to be showing you today, they're all on the same terms, which is going to be a 3-year term, initial payment of 6 times a monthly rental, so it's a 6 and 35 profile, and allowing for 10,000 miles per annum. Now with all of our offers, you can change the term, the initial payment, the annual mileage. You can actually all do it on the website itself. So if you want to play around increasing anything, the mileage, the initial rental and so on, you can do it all via our website and get a tailored quotation right there and then on the website. So, as I say, this could be a 3-year contract, 6 up front, 10,000 miles per annum, and we've got a monthly payment of £187.59, including VAT, with an initial rental of £1,125.54, again including VAT. And also, just to sort of be 100% clear for everyone, our processing fee, what we earned from this deal, is £300, and that's taken at point of delivery. But I said the really key thing on this vehicle is the cars are built, they're just coming through now, so we're looking at December delivery time. It is limited, it's a special offer, and it's limited to a batch of vehicles, so once they're sold, this offer's gone, it's out of there, and the payment's going to shoot up quite dramatically. So moving on to category number 2, and this one is the SUV. Everyone's favourite, everyone loves an SUV at the minute. It seems to be the in-car car style to have. And this one is so popular with our customers, and I love it. I think it's an absolutely fantastic car. It's the Volkswagen Tiguan. Now this is a new one. It's a new engine to the range of the Tiguan. It's the 1.4 TSI E hybrid. So it's a plug-in hybrid, and it's the R-Line spec, which is the top of the range basically with the Tiguan. It's the one that pretty much everyone wants, and it's a 5-door automatic as well. So again, we'll before we go on to the price, which you can see on the screen there, but let's skip past that for a second, and we'll just look at some of the standard spec that you get on this car, because you know it is the R-Line. So before we look at the prices, let's take a quick look at some of the spec that you get as standard on this car. And as I said, it's the R-Line model, which is the top of the range, so it comes with a load of spec standard. The R-Line, in all honesty, when we, and I say it's so popular with our customers, we tend not to really add, or customers rather, tend not to add any spec to the car. They tend to order them as standard because, as I say, it's so highly spec'd, you don't really need to add anything to it, I should say. So I picked out again, like I say, a couple of things which I think are worth noting. The first is the alloys. On a big car like this, you need a decent set of alloys, and VW provided you with 20-inch Misano alloys as standard. We've also got the digital cockpit pro, which basically the cockpit, so where you see the speedometer and the rev counter and so on, and the trip computer and all that stuff, it's now digital, which is brilliant. So it basically means you can customize it to a certain degree. You can make the speeds and the revometer, the rev counter bigger or smaller. You can put the navigation slap bang in the middle if you're using the sat nav, all that sort of stuff. You can really tweak it and get it just how you like it, and it's a really cool feature. I might sound a bit sad, but one of my favourite things on my car is the adaptive cruise control. And anyone that does sort of fairly long motorway miles, I think will agree with me. It's a really good, really great feature. So it's cruise control, but on steroids. So rather than just setting the speed at say 70 miles per hour, and then you have to take over if the car in front slows down or you want to speed up, you set the speed at what you want, and then the car using radar will detect if other cars come in front of you and slow down, and then the car will slow itself down, all the way down to a standstill. So it'll bring you right down to a halt if you hit a load of traffic, and then speed up as the traffic moves on. So like I say, a little bit sad, but anyone that does motorway miles, I think will agree with me on that one. And then last but not least, privacy glass. Everyone likes to have a little bit of privacy glass on their car. Looks super cool, and also protects, if you've got kids in the back seat and you want to keep the sun off them, or if you want to keep prying eyes away from any valuables you've got in the back seat, really, really valuable to have privacy glass as standard on the car. Okay, so let's jump into the technical data, and we'll start with a 0 to 60, which is a pretty impressive 7.5 seconds. Now, bear in mind it is quite a large SUV. I would say that's definitely up there in the top sort of 5 SUVs in terms of 0 to 60. MPG, combined MPG on this vehicle is 159. Obviously, that is because it is a petrol hybrid. So very, very impressive. And you can actually just use it in battery mode only, which gives you a range of 30 miles, which doesn't sound a lot, but if you're just using it to go to the shops here and there, and you just want to get away with just using the battery mode, it'll do it no problem. and obviously save you a few quid on the old petrol as well. Okay, so let's take a look at the prices. Now these vehicles, they are on a factory order and the lead time is a little bit longer than we'd like at the minute, so we're probably looking at like April, May for delivery on these vehicles. But don't let that put you off, because it'll come around quicker than you know it. And if you are planning for the future, get your order. As I said, we've got issues with lead time, so get your order in now, and don't leave it to the last minute. So monthly payments, we're looking at £380.91, including the VAT. Again, same terms as last time, so 3 years, 10,000 miles per annum with 6 payments in advance. So that initial rental is going to set you back £2,285, including the VAT. And as I said before, you can adjust the profile. So if you want to put less down up front, you want to put a higher initial payment, you need more miles, all that sort of stuff, you can do it via the website. Okay, so before we move on to our next category, which is hatchback, probably worth pointing out, if you like these sort of offers and you want to see them in your inbox on a regular basis, check out the link up there somewhere. Sign up to our email list and we'll send you all our latest offers on a regular basis, so you never miss a cracking offer. DS call it a hatchback. Is it? Is it really? I'm not sure. So it's sort of a small SUV, but it's a really good offer and I wanted to tell you about it, so that's why I've included it in the list. So let's take a look. So it's the DS3 Crossback hatchback, 1.2 PureTech 130 PS Performance Line Plus. All DS. I love the DS range, by the way. I really am a big fan. Such funky little cars, and I don't think they get the love they deserve, if I'm completely honest. I think, is it people associate them too closely with Citroen, which obviously it is part of the Citroen family. But look at that interior, that's something special, that. Something a little bit different as well. So I'm really impressed with this car and all the DS range, as I say. So spec wise, let's take a look at some of the standard equipment that you get. Now, being as it's in the DS, it's a DS model, you get a ton of spec as standard. So a couple of things worth talking about. We've got this 7-inch digital cluster display, so it's the cockpit, as VW call it, as I mentioned earlier. So it's a digital cockpit, really great to have. So satellite navigation, completely standard on this car. You've got 18-inch alloys, which for a small car like this, I think that's really, they're going to look really impressive. And you've got matrix LED headlights as well, all are standard on this car. Okay, so moving very quickly on to the technical data, as I said before, we've highlighted a couple of features which I think is worth pointing out. First one, 0 to 60, 9.2 seconds, so not overly impressive, but you know, it's not the sort of car that you're buying for its speed. MPG 44.5 miles per gallon, which I think is actually quite impressive, and a top speed of 124 miles per hour. So let's move on to the price. Now, these vehicles are in stock, so that's a key thing here. You can get these turned around, delivery 2 weeks from when you actually order the vehicle, so really, really fast. But again, like the Corsa, this offer is only on a limited batch of vehicles. So once these cars are gone, the deal's gone, the payment's going to skyrocket. So get it whilst you can. So monthly payment, £265.24, including VAT, with an initial rental of £1,591.44, including the VAT. And as I said before, you can adjust the term, the mileage, all that sort of stuff to tailor it to your exact needs. So moving on to category number 4, my favourite category, it is the EV category. Now, I'm not ashamed to say it, and I've said it plenty of times on this channel before, I am a bit of a Tesla fanboy. So I was very, very pleased to see this offer on the Tesla Model 3 long range, which is the one that I drove a little while ago. If you want to see that video, check it out there. Love that car. So yeah, I was really pleased to see this offer come on. We've actually got vehicles coming through for November/December, so coming through pretty quickly. Again, it's like the other sort of offers we've got when it's on stock or vehicles which are coming through. Basically, when the stock's gone, the deal's gone. So I wouldn't sit on the fence too long with this one. If you're interested in it, jump on and take advantage of it whilst it's there. So I think everyone knows Tesla by now, and what a great car they are. A little bit different to a lot of the other EV vehicles which are out there. It's kind of the first mass-produced electric vehicle. I know you can say the Nissan Note, but I think this is the flagship one for me. So let's go through a couple of the key features, and then we'll just jump into that pricing. So firstly, black leather upholstery is standard. You can upgrade to the white leather if you want. It's going to set you back about £1,100. Most people tend to stay with the black leather as standard. And then we've got this 15-inch, and I'd say iconic touchscreen. A lot of people don't like this, I think, but I do. And once you drive the car with just all the controls on this, essentially a huge iPad, you pick it up so quickly, and you don't want to go back to the old-fashioned buttons and things like that. This is definitely the future, and more manufacturers will switch over to this, mark my words. Next up, LED headlights. They're completely standard on this car. When you get into the winter months like we are doing now, it's such a key feature to have, especially if you go down country lanes. LED headlights, far superior to the bi-xenon headlights, which a lot of cars come with as standard. And then last up, alloy wheels. So you've got these 18-inch aero alloys, which come as standard. Now, a lot of people don't like those, but don't forget you can peel off those hubcaps and reveal some actual alloy wheels which are behind it, which a lot of people do, and they do look pretty good. So don't get put off by those plastic hubcaps if you're not really into them. You can get around that without spending a few grand on a new set of alloys. And then let's jump into the technical data, but let's face it, there's only two things you want to know on this Tesla: 0 to 60 and the range. So let's just forget everything else and just go right into that. 0 to 60 is a roller coasting, sickness inducing 4.2 seconds. When I had this car, I was running the guys up and down the road, giving it a bit of welly, and by the end of it I felt a bit sick, I'll be honest with you. It is so quick. But the range on this is, the long range is 360 miles. So for 99% of people, that's more than adequate for their everyday driving. So it's definitely got you covered on that one. Pricing, okay, so we're looking at £535 including VAT, with an initial payment of £3,213, again including VAT. As I said, this is a 3-year contract, allowing you for 10,000 miles per annum. So we are now on to offer number 5, the final one, the Stable Special. What could it be? A little bit different. I really like it, and I think it's a great price. It's the Hyundai Tucson 1.6 TD GDI, which is a petrol engine if you don't know, and it's the SE Connect model, which is the entry-level model, but as it's a Hyundai, loads of spec is standard on this car. So moving on to the technical spec, as I said, comes with loads of stuff as standard, which is, you always get that with Hyundai. So let's look at a couple of things which are worth noting. First up is the 10.25 inch touchscreen display with satellite navigation. You've also got the rear camera, 17 inch alloys and privacy glass, all as standard, plus a ton of other stuff like the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, vehicle parking sensors. It's got absolutely everything you need on it. Hyundai really got you covered from that side. Then moving on to the technical spec, again we'll just point out a couple of things which I think you'll be interested in. First up, 0 to 60, 10.3 seconds. So okay, let's just skip over that one. Not particularly exciting, but you're not buying this car for its 0 to 60, are you? MPG on the other hand is pretty impressive. It's 42.2 miles per gallon, and again on a big car like this, I think that's what do I think it is?
fucking hell.
Brilliant.
Just go from the start.
Yeah. Moving on to technical spec, 0 to 60, 10.3 seconds. I'll skip over that one, it's not very exciting. The average MPG, 42.2, which I think is pretty good for a vehicle of this size. And then your top speed of 117 miles per hour. So it's all okay. It's not what you're buying the car for. It's more about the spec, and then obviously, you know, what it will do, the size, the convenience of the vehicle. But more than ever, definitely the price on this one. Now these cars, again, they are in stock. We've got a ton of colours, pretty much all the colours in the range coming through for delivery in about 3 to 4 weeks, and then some a little bit longer as well. But there is plenty coming through. Prices for this one, £281 a month, including VAT, with an initial payment of £1,689, including VAT. Again, 3 years, 10k per annum. So that, I don't think I've seen the Tucson quite as cheap as that before. This is definitely one of the best deals in the marketplace at the minute. It is only going to be on for a short period of time because, again, once they clear this stock, they're going to kill the offer, payments are going to go through the roof. So if you're interested in an SUV and you want something a bit different to the standard Tiguan which everyone's going for, then that's definitely something worth checking out. Okay, so that concludes our top 5 offers of October. Thank you so much for watching. All the links to the offers we've spoke about today are below, so check them out for more details. If you've got any questions, any feedback, please drop us a comment. We'll be happy to hear it. See you again soon.